clock set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Being chased out left. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Mahomes now on 1st down. He's going to look deep down the field. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. That one good for 37 yards.
And this offense has come out swinging here in the early going. They pick up a nice chunk on that pitch and catch. And the two of them have this offense moving in the right direction to start this game.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Chris Johnson, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he will get in to make it 8-0. Opening drive touchdown, and 2-point conversion.
Amazing nowadays for the kickers. I've actually talked with a few of them. They're more concerned about the point after touchdown than actually missing regular field goals. So maybe the coach is taking some pressure off here and just going for 2 and saying, I'm saving you.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he spins through. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
It doesn't matter where on the field he is. Even down here in the red zone, he is still slippery with the ball in his hands. And he was almost able to work his way into the end zone. Instead, they'll have to settle for 1st and goal, but they'll take it.
looking to throw. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Chris Johnson with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. That's a heck of a start to this one for him here in the first quarter.
2 receiving touchdowns. Just getting the game underway, essentially. I mean, there's a long way to go. If I'm on defense, I've got to figure out how to slow this guy down, because when one guy shreds your team, that's demoralizing. Make him spread it around at least. But right now, he's showing no signs of slowing down.
And he is in to make it 16-0. After the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And not what he was hoping for when he brought it out. They're going to get him down short of the 15-yard line. So here are the Panthers backed up to start their initial drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice, because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down. Back to throw, O'Connell. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. 16-0, that's the score after 1 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a third down coming up. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown.
It got his man complete. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Chris Johnson on his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, pardon?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think we'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. On the return, here's McConkey. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson.
Remaining in this first half of football.
Well, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Here comes Steele. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. He'll take it at the 42. Irving now on the return. And he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. On first down, Mahomes. He sets to fire deep. He's got a man, complete.
And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down on the other side of midfield.
A big play there for KC. 48 yards.
This is what happens when you give Patrick Mahomes time to throw. I know people worry about him moving out of the pocket, but if he stays in there and you give him extra time, that big arm, he's going to find someone open downfield.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Got an open man. It's Devin Hester. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit. And another first down. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Throwing now is Mahomes. He'll let this go for the end zone. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Chris Johnson on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the two-point try.
Mahomes will throw for it.
And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. And that one is his second fumble loss. Not a good look out of your return man.
And not only does he hurt the momentum for his team or even change momentum of the game, but now they've got a decision to make on his own sideline. Does he continue to do that? Do you keep him in that role, or do you bring someone else in at this time?
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Mahomes going to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Now back to throw. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Chris Johnson as the first half is winding down.
And the Chiefs will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
Good luck.
he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So the Chiefs opt to keep the offense out there, and they'll line up to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. It's complete. Spins past it, and he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. Now Mahomes. Touchdown! Chris Johnson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs just continue to roll.
And that's That's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook, but even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So the Chiefs opt to keep the offense out there, and they'll line up to go for 2. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is into the end zone. So they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. He had a half for the ages, touchdown pass after touchdown pass. He threw a month's worth of touchdowns in just those first 2 quarters of play.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you just have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
James Harrison, the veteran, in on the stop. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Now O'Connell. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Out of the shotgun, here's O'Connell.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward.
And the Chiefs are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And a little spin cycle. Room to run now. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Watch the mic. Watch one. Watch one. Hey, watch the slant.
Here's Mahomes to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
That'll be caught by Hester. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Devin Hester, a 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chiefs take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points.
And in this day and age, I would love to play quarterback in the NFL. Wide open offenses, acrobatic receivers. If you're accurate, you're going to have days like this.
To the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They'll look to throw. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
And he returns this to the 22. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive may be a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and what?
Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Chiefs will bring the offense onto the field as he'll go for 2 here. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Aiden Hutchinson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film section tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now the red challenge flag makes an appearance as Andy Reid wants a second opinion. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So the challenge does not sway the official's decision. Spot of the football going to remain right where it is.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And he'll take this one up to about the 6-yard line. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on fourth down. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this second half. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. A beautiful fake. And here now a spin. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And now here comes Kansas City.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Mahomes now on first down. Oh, good footwork on the spin. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Well, up big, with still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Looking for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
And I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ballgame.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They're going to try and run. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. Now after after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And not what he was hoping for when he brought it out. They're going to get him down short of the 15-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
O'Connell on 1st and 10.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Montgomery.
And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24.
And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning.
Fakes the handoff. Now O'Connell to throw.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
To throw here, O'Connell. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
23 yards, the final tally.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, I'm coming. Here we go. 50. Mike 50. Watch the screen.
Mahomes going to throw it here. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
CD, it'll go to the books as just one win, but this is a really impressive win. They've done it on defense, and here they continue to do it on offense. Another score in the 4th quarter to widen that advantage.
I like where you were going with that one. Would you say, partner, it was really 3 victories today? Landslide on the scoreboard, emphatic victory on either side of the ball. They really got it done.
So once again, the Chiefs electing to go for the 2-point conversion. They're going to keep it on the ground. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. After the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. Interesting stat line right now. Technically, he's completed 4 passes, 2 to his team and then 2 to the wrong team.
It makes you wonder what he's seeing downfield because he has completed 2 passes to his own team, but the interceptions are troubling. Is he going through the wrong reads, the wrong progressions? Is he getting fooled by defenses? They've got to figure that out over on the sidelines, working on that Surface Pro to see what...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And taken right at the 35. A good return there, 17 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
KC's offense ready to take over. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, they certainly have the look of a team with something to prove, don't they? All week, as we prepared for this game, we kept reading about how they said they're going to play a full 60 minutes this week. Has nothing to do with their opponent. No disrespect intended, but they wanted to be people of their word, playing this thing all the way out, trying to finish it strong.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and run it here. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
He's got time. Under pressure, they got him again. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Arrowhead.